I've said dozens of times that my favorite part about what I do is the people I get to meet and the new friends I get to make. Yes, of course, riding the coolest and newest side-by-sides and ATVs is definitely amazing, but it's the people that really make this sport so awesome. But you know what the truth is? Of all the people I've met and all the new friends I've made, my favorite people are still the ones waiting for me when I get home at the end of the day. Why do I love doing what I do? Family. I work with them and play with them. What more could you ask for? Enjoying the off-road lifestyle with your whole family really is better than it's ever been, thanks to an incredible list of 4-seat side-by-sides you now have to choose from. There really is a 4-seat side-by-side for any need or want, and today I get to test one of my favorites. Polaris's General XP4 Deluxe sits at the top of the General lineup. The XP in the name denotes its upgraded 64-inch width, 14 inches of suspension travel, and 13 inches of ground clearance thanks to a wider set of arched, high-clearance A-arms front and rear. The XP model also gets a high-output EPS system, a set of 30-inch Pro Armor Crawler XGF tires mounted to a set of 15-inch aluminum wheels, and a full set of Walker Evans Velocity Series shocks. Motor-wise, the General XP4 is motivated by the same 999cc dual overhead cam twin as the standard General. It's pushing 100 horsepower through a CV transmission to Polaris's on-demand shiftable 4x4 system that includes turf mode. I don't know about you, but when it's time for me to assemble the squad and head out for a day on the trails, there are a few things I need to consider before we even begin loading up. First, how can I make my passengers, in this case my wife and kids, as comfortable as possible? And second, how can I make sure they have the maximum amount of fun possible? These two questions are intrinsically linked. The answer to both of these questions starts with choosing the right side-by-side for the job. So, why do I choose Polaris's General XP4? Because its long travel suspension with arched lower arms and Velocity shock package give it an incredibly smooth ride. Not just smooth though, but plush as well. Smoothing out the roughest sections helps keep the family from feeling like they're being bounced around like pinballs. Its 64-inch width also creates an incredibly stable platform that helps give me and my crew a feeling of safety and confidence when things get off camber or speeds increase. The cabin and seating setup of the General XP4 Deluxe is also perfectly tailored to family rides no matter how big your kids grow, thanks to its bolstered high-back bucket seats, sturdy-feeling half doors, roomy footwells both front and back, spacious interior storage, and a full-length roof. A level 1 Rockford Fosgate stereo doesn't really hurt either. The interior of the General has a very automotive feel to it, and I think this is due in part to how high the sides of the doors and the hood are in relation to where you're sitting inside the vehicle. You feel like you're sitting down inside the vehicle well protected, much like you do when you're in an SUV. And in actuality, you are. The General does a stellar job of keeping you clean and protected from tree branches and other trail junk. The only downside is that it can be difficult for smaller passengers to see out of the vehicle once they're strapped down inside, but a booster seat can help with this in a big way. Being out on the trail for a full day with your whole family requires an abnormally large amount of support equipment. Coolers, camp chairs, cooking supplies, gear bags, it's all stuff you actually need, but many of today's 4-seat side-by-sides don't give you enough room to carry it. The General is a completely different story. Its full-size dumping cargo bed is as big as many utility side-by-sides. You'll have more than enough room to take all the stuff you need and a whole bunch of stuff you want and never feel crowded or overloaded. While Polaris's General XP4 Deluxe does seem like it has almost everything going for it, there are a few things you need to consider before you pick this as your family's off-road chariot. First, it's a 4-seat side-by-side with a full cargo bed, which is great, but to fit all this into one platform, that platform had to be extended, resulting in a very long wheelbase. Most people won't find this to be a huge burden, but if you ride where it's extra tight or ultra gnarly, it's definitely something you need to seriously consider. Second, 100 horsepower is more than enough for pretty much any situation your average rider's ever going to find themselves in. But if you're among the select few that do actually need more power, the General only has one motor option. Really though, those two things are all I have to gripe about. As parents, we would do anything to keep our kids both safe and happy. If off-roading is your thing, Polaris's General XP4 Deluxe has everything you need to create great family fun while making memories that will last a lifetime. If you enjoyed this segment, make sure you hit that like button and definitely consider leaving us some comments. We always appreciate hearing from our fans. Also, make sure you're subscribed because we have tons of new content coming up right here on Dirt Tracks.